The indigenous people are also being affected because they're losing their homes as the forests disappear. And this orangutan also shows his disapproval of the deforestation, as you can see by his negative hand gesture here. And what about the idle land that remains in the wake of these deforestation crews? Well, as you can see here, this idle land was planted with a palm oil plantation. And in my two-part proposal, the first part of my proposal is to propose that this idle land be used to either A, plant palm oil plantations, or B, start the reforestation of the island by planting new trees and new rainforests to give these pristine rainforests a chance of existence. There are over 25 million hectares of land that remain untouched on the island as the deforestation crews go throughout and cut down new rainforests. So my proposal is to stop cutting down these new rainforests and rather use this idle land that has been waiting there for years, actually from the Great Fires of 1998 on the island. There are millions of acres that still remain untouched. And the second part of my proposal, comes into play the Indonesia Clean Technology Fund, which is championed by Edward Gustale, the Senior Economic Advisor to Asia. And he proposes that the technology that Indonesia uses in its deforestation activities or in everyday life be completely revitalized and completely eco-friendly. And also, it proposes to use the growing of biofuel crops, to grow biofuel crops on degraded, marginal, or abandoned land, like I just proposed. So the experts of this Clean Technology Fund also propose to use this idle land to plant biofuel crops, such as palm oil, so that it can be excavated and used instead of fossil fuels. In conclusion, one must realize that the deforestation in Borneo is a great travesty. And my two-part proposal proposes this. First part is to use the millions of acres of idle land to either replant the rainforests or use them to grow palm oil and use it as a viable replacement for fossil fuels. The second part of my proposal supports the idea championed by Edward Gustale, and that is in the Clean Technology Fund of Indonesia to make technology use in Borneo especially very eco-friendly, to stop the illegal logging, and to replant the rainforests. However, as the corruption of the government has shown, this might be hard, and the Clean Technology Fund might have a hard time going through. However, case studies of the past have shown that a third-party policer might be necessary. For example, in case studies of Somalia and Rwanda, the UN had to step in to make sure that the government went through with their plan. So, if the government poses a problem in this case, I propose that the UN become a third-party policer and make sure that the Clean Technology Fund goes through. Also, this is a $1 billion plan that plans to reduce carbon emissions from Indonesia by 26% by 2020, but it's very expensive. However, there is much international support already, and the UK, the US, and Australia, for example, have all pledged their allegiance to help reduce the carbon emissions of Indonesia and to help stop the deforestation in that area, especially on the island of Borneo. So, thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned something about the deforestation in Borneo and what needs to be done, the steps that need to be taken to stop it. Dr. Mokel, once again, thank you very much for allowing me to send you my presentation via video, and I just want to thank you again. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great spring break. Thanks.